Welcome to Skywarn, severe weather training from NOAA's National Weather Service in Bismarck, North Dakota. I'm John Paul Martin, your warning coordination meteorologist. In this segment, we'll talk about severe weather hazards and severe weather safety. Our concentration here will be on severe summer weather, thunderstorms, and not so much on winter weather. You need to be prepared for severe weather. You should know what the main threat is, when the best chance for the severe weather to hit is, and also where the weather is likely to happen. NOAA Weather Radio All Hazards can be a critical life-saving component to your severe weather operations plan. NOAA Weather Radio is 24-hour-a-day weather information direct from your National Weather Service. It's weather 24/7. There's no news, no sports, no commercials, and no music. It's just weather around the clock. Emergency weather information and non-weather emergency messages are broadcast over NOAA Weather Radio. The radios have built-in alarms, and there's only 7 frequencies used across the United States. So when you buy a weather radio, take it with you when you travel, and you could use it across the country. Floods are the #1 cause of deaths associated with thunderstorms. Actually, the #1 weather cause of death in the United States is heat. In North Dakota, there are very few heat-related deaths, but we need to think of large cities where high-rise buildings, oftentimes during heat waves, go without electricity. Elderly folks are without air conditioning or fans, and deaths often occur during heat waves in our metropolitan areas. More than half of all flood-related drownings occur in a vehicle when a person drives into flood waters. For flooding, turn around, don't drown. Flash flooding is caused by too much water in a short period of time, typically during thunderstorms with torrential rain. Slow-moving thunderstorms or thunderstorms one after another, like boxcars on a train, known as training thunderstorms, also cause flash flooding. Adding to the problem is recent rains where soils are saturated and can't handle the extreme runoff from thunderstorms. There's a quicker impact and quicker response in steep terrain. For flash flooding, you want to move to higher ground. Be especially careful at night. Do not camp along creeks or streams when thunderstorms are in the forecast. Be sure to keep children away from flooded areas. Stay out of flood water, and again move to higher ground. 2 feet of rushing water will float most vehicles. 6 inches of fast-moving water will knock most people off their feet. Again, when flooded, turn around. Don't drown. Funnel clouds and tornadoes. A funnel cloud is a rapidly rotating funnel-shaped cloud extending from a cloud base and not in contact with the ground. It's basically a finger of a cloud sticking out of a thunderstorm, and that finger is spinning, it's rotating, but it is not on the ground. To be a tornado, that violently rotating column of air has to be touching the ground. A tornado is a finger of a cloud sticking out of a thunderstorm. The finger is not only spinning, but it's on the ground. A key component is that the visible funnel is not necessary. You need to look for the funnel cloud with debris. That spells tornado. In this picture, there's a rotating finger sticking down from the thunderstorm, and you might say, well, it's not on the ground. But if you take a closer look, you'll see dirt and debris swirling on the ground underneath the funnel. So indeed, this is a picture of a full-blown tornado. Again, the condensation funnel does not need to extend all the way to the ground, but in reality, in this picture, there is a reflection of the funnel on the ground. There is wind circulating all the way down to the surface, and this is a full-blown tornado. Tornadoes, again, violently rotating column of air extending from the base of a cloud and in contact with the ground. Tornadoes are rated on the enhanced Fujita scale. The enhanced Fujita scale goes from 0, the weakest tornado, all the way up to 5, the most powerful. We consider EF 4s and 5s to be violent, and violent tornadoes cause 70% of all tornado deaths. The enhanced Fujita scale is not a wind scale, it's a damage scale, and from the damage, the EF rating is assigned, and then from that, the wind speed falls out. Again, the scale is a damage scale, not a wind scale. Climatology of tornadoes in North Dakota. May through August is the main tornado season. June and July are our peak months across the state of North Dakota. But remember, tornadoes have occurred as early as March. That was the 26th of March, was the earliest tornado on record in North Dakota. And as late as November 1st, had tornadoes in North Dakota. The peak time for tornado is mid-afternoon to mid-evening. Again, that's the most favorable time. And the peak time within that period is between 5 and 8 p.m. But remember, tornadoes have occurred all times of the day and night. It doesn't have to be summer in North Dakota to get a tornado. Here's a picture of the earliest tornado on record in a calendar year. It occurred March 26, 2003 in the northern part of Stutsman County, north of Jamestown. As far as the latest tornado on record, there were 5 tornadoes in the Bismarck, Mandan, New Salem, Center, Washburn areas of North Dakota on November 1st of 2000. Again, 5 individual distinct tornadoes. So we've had tornadoes every month of the year in North Dakota except December, January, and February. If you're going to live or play in North Dakota, you need to be ready for a tornado all the time. The worst tornadoes, as far as deaths and injuries go, occur outside the normal season, on a weekend, at night, and at mobile home parks. This implies that preparation and awareness can save your life. Always be prepared and act accordingly. For tornado safety, you want to put as many walls as possible between you and the tornado. Always stay away from windows. The basement of a building is the best place to go to be safe during a tornado. Get under the stairs or a piece of sturdy furniture like a table. If you don't have a basement in your house or in the building you're in, go to the lowest level of the building, the center, a small room like a bathroom or a closet, again, on the lowest level, center of the building. You're trying to put as many walls as possible between you and the outside. If you are caught outside during a tornado, get into a ditch, a culvert, or a low spot. Again, with that advice, you always need to be careful of possible flooding. In a vehicle, if you're in a city or congested area with traffic, get out of the vehicle and into a building. In rural areas, with a tornado far away from you, stop, figure out which way that tornado is going, and don't go that way. Move at a right angle away from the tornado path. In a rural area where you're close to a tornado, the best advice, either leave the vehicle, get into a ditch or low spot, or stay inside the vehicle. Be sure your seatbelt's on all the time when traveling, and crouch down low below the level of the windows. Mobile homes offer very little, if any, protection from tornadoes. The best advice is to leave the mobile home and get to a storm shelter or nearby permanent building. It's important, if you live in a mobile home, to have a plan ahead of time and act on that, and to be weather ready. 40% of all tornado deaths in the United States occur in mobile homes. As far as wind from thunderstorms, never take shelter under a tree during a thunderstorm. Wind causes significant damage, and as a matter of fact, in North Dakota, the damage caused by wind is more frequent than that caused by tornadoes. Downed trees are the #1 cause of deaths related to thunderstorm wind. You want to stay inside a building and away from windows. Also, if you are outside, stay away from downed power lines. If you're in your vehicle with high wind, point the front of the vehicle into the wind. Hail safety. Get inside a building when hail's falling. Stay away from windows. Your vehicle is a good place to be for hail protection up to about golf ball size hail. Again, you want to point the front of the vehicle into the hail. And remember, do not park under a tree to try and protect your vehicle from hail, because if there's high wind with that thunderstorm, that tree may fall over and crush the car. Here's a picture of some wind and hail damage from McKenzie County. The wind flipped the trailer, and wind-driven hail hit the side of this building. Did quite a number on the siding, and you can see the hail piled up along the ground alongside the building. Lightning is a killer. When thunder roars, go indoors. 80% of all lightning fatality victims are male, age 15 to 40, so guys, we are in danger during thunderstorms. If you're outside and you can hear thunder, you are in danger of being struck by lightning. You need to seek shelter. Stay away from tall objects when lightning is striking. Stay away from trees, railroad tracks, and barbed wire fences, electrical appliances, and wall phones. Don't use the wall phone. Don't use any phone really during a thunderstorm unless it's an emergency. Better safe than sorry. Don't take a bath or a shower during a thunderstorm. Don't be swimming. Get out of the pool immediately when you see lightning or hear thunder. And if you're outdoors, find shelter inside. After a thunderstorm goes through, wait at least 30 minutes before heading back outside. An automobile is a safe place for lightning protection. No good in a tornado necessarily, especially if it's a strong tornado. But for lightning, an automobile is a safe place because of the metal shell of the vehicle. That's really what's protecting you. So don't be touching anything metal in the vehicle during the thunderstorm. But of course, better than your vehicle is to be inside a building. So for your weather safety, have a plan, practice that plan, build a kit, mitigate against severe weather, understand the weather warning system from your National Weather Service, take warnings seriously, and make sure to act on those warnings. Thanks for watching, and I ask you to stay weather ready.